The 6th annual Hispanic Heritage Month celebration at Union City High School, U.S. Senator Bob Menendez took some shots at controversial Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump.
The event, held inside the gymnasium, allowed politicos and residents alike to enjoy dance performances and remarks from Adelia Bahia, the executive director of the New Jersey Working Families Alliance, before Menendez took the stage and torched Trump over his recent comments on immigration and deportation.
We are here to celebrate who we are, what we have given, what we have sacrificed, and what we have contributed to actually, in reality, make America great. Not just as an empty political slogan or a bumper sticker proclamation, but as a people. How we, whether Hispanic American, African American, Italian American, Irish American, and every other kind of American that represents what makes America great. And let me say now, there will be no Berlin-style walls to divide us, there will be no mass deportations, and there will be no denying our United States born citizen children their constitutionally protected rights, not now, not ever.
Menendez later stated that this presidential election cycle has hit a new low with remarks that demonize the Latino community.
In this presidential election cycle, we've hit a new low, with extraordinary hateful rhetoric that diminishes Latino contributions and demonizes our community. And I cannot, and I will not forget those comments. I have heard them throughout my life in public service. I've heard on the floor. I thought after all the difficulties I've had, many oftentimes being the first and listening to what people said, I thought I'd get to the United States Senate and I would hear a whole different debate. I never thought I'd hear a fellow senator in the United States Senate talk about those people. Those people.
However, he also highlighted some positives, asking the audience to take a look back at the Hispanic culture's lasting contributions to American society.
Hispanic American Heritage Month 2015, let us remember the proud history of this country, that we have been making lasting contributions since before the founding of the nation. Since before the founding of the nation. I had the privilege of meeting last week with King Felipe, Queen Letizia, the King and Queen of Spain, as they were going to St. Augustine's, Florida for the 500th anniversary of the founding of St. Augustine. A founding that actually, the founder of St. Augustine's name was Pedro Aviles de Menendez. I'm looking for a title search to see if I can find it properly. I'm not hopeful, but anyway. And that's 500 years ago. As the king came to visit us in the Capitol and saw the portrait that I had now hanging in the Senate Foreign Relations Room where we received presidents, prime ministers, kings, and queens from across the world, Bernardo de Galvez. Bernardo de Galvez was a Spanish Army officer, the governor of Louisiana, who led an all-Spanish contingent against the British march that was marching against George Washington, and stopped that march and gave Washington and the revolutionary forces an opportunity to succeed.
Menendez then presented the 2015 Argolo Hispano Award to immigrant rights leader Maria Gabriela Pacheco, the program director at thedream.us. Her speech revolved around a friend who just passed away in a cycling accident, a man she recalled as a strong advocate for immigration reform, even though he wasn't Latino.
He did live his life and fulfilled and lived it to the fullest, and was one of the biggest advocates for immigration reform. Jake lived for others. He lived for the sake of others. He loved our community even though he wasn't Latino. He spoke out on immigration reform, behind the scenes started organizations, and even though he wasn't undocumented, he knew the responsibility he had as a U.S. citizen to fight for one another.
Rosie Rios, the treasurer of the United States and a Harvard graduate, was the keynote speaker. A large portion of her speech reflected on her son, who is now a freshman at Harvard, writing an essay on Associate Justice of the Supreme Court Sonia Sotomayor's autobiography.
And I thought it was a beautiful assignment. Who would have thought the whole freshman class had to read this book? And all the kids were asked to write about how they related in any part of her experience. And my son was telling me how he appreciated her journey, but also as a reflection on the journey of my mom. Similar story, those roots of family, food, and faith.
I'm John Heides with the Hudson County View, the eye of the community.